Have you ever wondered what you have in common with a Taylor Swift concert? The answer is strangely specific: the fog. When you look at a vape, it seems like a sleek, futuristic gadget. It glows, it beeps, and it smells like watermelon ice or blueberry mist. But if you strip away the plastic shell and look at the chemistry, you find a tank of liquid containing propylene, glycol, and glycerol. If these names sound boring, here is a fun fact. They are the exact same main ingredients used in industrial fog machines to create stage smoke at massive stadium concerts. So, strictly speaking, every time you take a hit, you are inhaling a miniature stage effect directly into your lungs. But this similarity isn't just a fun piece of trivia. It is the key to understanding a terrifying question. Why is quitting vaping scientifically harder than quitting cigarettes? To understand why this trap is so effective, we first have to admit that it feels amazing. Ideally, this technological upgrade seems like a miracle. Let's be honest. Vaping feels like a cheat code for modern life. It delivers nicotine, a powerhouse drug that sharpens your focus, improves your memory, and helps you relax after a stressful exam. It even suppresses hunger, making it an effortless tool for weight control. For a generation dealing with unprecedented levels of anxiety and academic pressure, a device that offers instant relief without the mess seems perfect. Unlike cigarettes, which taste like burning trash and leave a smell that sticks to your clothes for days, vapes taste like candy. They feel clean, they feel fun, but this clean feeling is exactly what makes the trap invisible, because it doesn't feel dangerous, so you relax. That's how it takes over your schedule without you even noticing. And to understand the danger, let's get physical. Let's peel away that sleek plastic shell and see what is hiding inside. We need to stop seeing this device as a magic stick and start seeing it for what it really is: a miniature, high-efficiency chemical refinery. At its core, this machine is a marvel of engineering designed to be effortless. No buttons, no waiting. A sensitive sensor detects your breath and instantly wakes up the battery, the powerhouse. This battery sends a massive surge of electrical energy, far more than you would expect from such a harmless-looking stick, into a tiny piece of metal wire called the coil. This is where the magic and the danger happens. Inside the coil sits a wick soaked in e-liquid, a carefully crafted chemical soup. It contains vegetable glycerin for thick clouds, artificial flavoring to trick your tongue, and nicotine salts to hook your brain. It sounds peaceful, but the physics occurring inside that tiny chamber are violent. In mere milliseconds, the battery pushes enough energy through the coil to heat it from room temperature to scorching levels, ranging from 110 to over 1000 degrees Celsius. This isn't just heating. It is an explosion of thermal energy. This violent phase change turns the liquid not into a vapor, but into an aerosol, a dense cloud of microscopic droplets that travel deeper into your lungs than smoke ever could. But the heat does something else. It builds a high-speed highway for the star of the show: nicotine. Studies suggest that this combination of extreme heat and modern aerosol technology ushers nicotine into your bloodstream faster than cigarettes ever could. You aren't just taking a puff, you are essentially injecting a stimulant directly into your neural network at 100 miles per hour. This speed is crucial. The faster a drug hits the brain, the higher its addictive potential, creating an instant neurological link between vaping and relief. But you might ask, if it is so hot and intense, why don't I cough? That is the true genius of the trap. Raw nicotine is naturally harsh and alkaline, a biological firewall that makes you cough to warn you. Stop, this is poison. But modern vapes use chemistry to balance the pH, making the smoke smooth. They have hacked your body's warning system, allowing the payload to bypass your defenses and integrate seamlessly into your life. But vape manufacturers found a way to bypass this firewall. They added a chemical mask, nicotine salts. By adding benzoic acid to the nicotine, they lowered the pH levels, removing the throat hit almost entirely. They essentially put a sheep costume on a wolf. Your body's defenses look at the smooth, candy-flavored vapor and open the gates wide. This allows you to inhale massive amounts of a potent stimulant without feeling a thing. You can consume the nicotine equivalent of a whole pack of cigarettes in a single sitting while playing video games. And your body won't send a single distress signal until it is far too late. This creates the infinite loop. Because there is no pain and no bad smell, you never have to stop. You are no longer taking a break to smoke. You are marinating your brain in chemicals continuously. But the most terrifying part of this machine isn't the chemistry, it's what it does to your software. Once inside the brain, nicotine pulls a master switch. It floods your reward system with dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel motivated and happy. To understand why this is a disaster for a teenager, imagine your teenage brain as a critical construction site operating under strict deadlines. You are literally paving the neural superhighways for your adult personality. This massive project runs on a specific fuel, dopamine, but normally this fuel is scarce. You have to earn it by doing hard things like acing a test or scoring a goal. This struggle wires a vital lesson into your core. Effort is the only path to reward. But vaping is a corrupt contractor that cheats the contract. It smuggles in the reward without the work. Your brain, loving this efficiency, decides to redraw the blueprints. It cancels the infrastructure for real joy to prioritize vaping above all else. Then, a dictatorial management takes over the site. To maintain control amidst the chaos, the new management orders workers to board up the receiving docks, destroying your natural sensors. You aren't just forming a habit, you are suffering a hostile takeover. This new regime makes normal life, friends, food, movies feel dull and gray. You have traded your freedom for a tyrant that controls your mood. But, unfortunately, the chaos isn't locked inside your skull. While the dictator celebrates upstairs, the infrastructure down below begins to scream. Nicotine is a powerful vasoconstrictor. Imagine stepping hard on a running garden hose. The pressure spikes instantly. Your blood vessels tighten, forcing your heart, the site's central pump, to work in overdrive just to keep things moving. It has to pound harder and faster against the squeeze, turning your circulatory system into a ticking time bomb of stress and exhaustion. For the guys watching, this has a very specific, tragic side effect. Studies show that men who vape daily are more than twice as likely to experience erectile dysfunction compared to those who don't. It is a simple hydraulic failure caused by the drug. Basically, while you might think vaping makes you look cool, your body is literally shrinking away from the excitement. You are sacrificing your biological vitality for a cloud of flavored air. Meanwhile, a brutal war is breaking out in your lungs. We often think of our lungs as empty sacs, but they are actually a highly guarded border zone patrolled by your body's elite security forces, the macrophages. These are giant, amoeba-like white blood cells whose only job is to eat dust, bacteria, and debris to keep your airways clear. Normally, they are very good at this. They are the peacekeepers of your respiratory system. But against vaping, they are facing an enemy they were never evolved to fight. When you inhale that flavored aerosol, you are dropping billions of chemical particles onto the battlefield. The macrophages rush in to attack. They engulf the aerosol droplets, trying to digest them. But here is the problem. The chemical mixture, especially the flavorings and the oily base, confuses them. The macrophages can't digest the oily residue properly. They get bloated. They get indigestion. Eventually, they become so full of toxic chemicals that they die. But they don't die quietly. They explode, releasing inflammatory signals that scream for help. This creates a chain reaction. The dying cells call for reinforcements. Your body sends more fluid and blood to the area to fight the infection, causing inflammation. This is why heavy vapors often feel a tightness in their chest or get vapors cough. It isn't just irritation. It is your immune system bombing its own territory to fight an invader that keeps coming back every 5 minutes. Over time, this constant state of war damages the lung tissue itself, creating scars that make it harder to breathe. To make matters worse, it's not just the drug, it's the flavor. To make the aerosol taste like cinnamon roll or cherry, manufacturers use chemicals like cinnamaldehyde. In your stomach, this is fine, but in your lungs, it acts like a nerve agent for your cleaning crew. Your lungs are lined with cilia, tiny microscopic hairs that sweep out mucus and dirt. They are the janitors that keep the building clean, but cinnamaldehyde paralyzes them. By vaping, you are essentially firing the janitors of your lungs, leaving the trash to pile up and rot inside you. And then there is the coil itself. As it heats up repeatedly, it begins to degrade, leaking microscopic metal particles like lead, nickel, and manganese into the vapor. These heavy metals settle deep in your tissue, causing inflammation and scarring. You are voluntarily coating the delicate inside of your breathing sacs with heavy industrial waste. Nickel, specifically, can even cause cancer when inhaled. So, what happens if you try to uninstall this software? This is where the glitch happens. Without the external dopamine, your brain panics. Within 4 hours, you face anxiety, depression, and insomnia. And because nicotine suppresses appetite, quitting unleashes an insatiable, crazy hunger as your body tries to compensate. So, is this rewiring permanent? Has your brain been corrupted forever? The answer is no. You can fix this. But to win, you have to understand the glitch. When you stop vaping, the construction site in your brain goes on strike. For the first few hours, you will feel anxious, irritable, and incredibly hungry. That is just the corrupt foreman screaming for his fix. But here is the scientific good news. The screaming is temporary. The magic number is 72 hours. That is exactly how long it takes for nicotine to completely leave your system. Once it is gone, your natural dopamine receptors start to grow back. The boredom or sadness you feel isn't the real you. It is just your operating system rebooting. You aren't broken. You are just under renovation. And the best time to kick out the intruder is today. If you want to help us build more highways of knowledge like this, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps our own dopamine levels. Thanks for watching.